Welcome everyone. Today we're joined by Andre Minassian, also known as the Intuitive Trader. Thank you very much, Andre, for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ben, for asking me to come over and do this interview. When you got in touch with me, I intuitively knew the matrix has brought us together. So I think I made sure we meet, and then here we are, a week after we've met.
Yeah, and especially being here on Baker Street, the home of Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
It's a beautiful setting and a beautiful time to come together.
Yes.
I came across your YouTube videos first, and I felt inspired by what you were saying. I felt this instant connection, this deeper understanding about the matrix of life and intuition, and I felt inspired to reach out and get in touch with you. Although you're known as the Intuitive Trader, and you recently created the I Sigma trading course, I thought it would be a great idea to do an interview about I Sigma and also about the pure intuition project that you are launching. If you could please tell the audience a little bit, our viewers, a little bit more about the I Sigma course you created before we talk about pure intuition.
Okay. The I Sigma course, which is Intuitive Sigma, I stands for Intuitive Sigma course, is basically a culmination of what I've done all my trading life, but translated into a formula. I mean, as you said, I'm known as the Intuitive Trader, and I've been trading intuitively mostly. Of course, I look, generally speaking, use the geopolitical agendas as a very powerful, case study for most of my predictions, but I also predict stock prices and where the dollar, euro, and things will go. And even recently, I've started predicting Bitcoin, and I've been proved correct. So it was quite interesting. So it's something I've been doing intuitively, and by meeting this absolute genius about a year ago, he basically showed what I was doing intuitively in a very written form, in a written formula, in a strategy which everybody can use without being intuitive. So I looked at it and I thought, wow, this is what I'm doing, but this man has actually managed to write it down as a formula. So you don't need to be intuitive to use it, because it's basically what my computer has been doing, but now this has been written down. So we created the I Sigma course, which has been a great success, only launched about 4 months ago, and we've had amazing feedback. I think we probably had one of the best feedbacks of any course there is, I mean, percentage wise to our subscriptions, and I truly believe it is the best trading strategy ever written. I think it's the best trading strategy in the world. I'm happy to challenge anyone who produces any courses or whatever to come and challenge me and say, no, it's not. I will challenge you, and we go head to head to a competition. I'll prove that it is. So that is my I Sigma, which I've spoken about, before in other interviews. But I think today, mainly I like to, if it's okay with you, talk about the pure intuition, project that I have, which is really what, at the moment excites me, and I'm just, can't wait for it to begin, and I get involved, and probably something that will go on for the rest of my life. I think it's my life project now, it's my life purpose now, pure intuition, which is basically how to connect to the matrix of life. So.
How did you originally come across the concept of the matrix of life and become self-aware of these intuitive powers within?
I think it came, I was kind of, I would say I was lost. And some things you hear, even with the religious background, lost sheep. I felt I was lost, even if I was financially successful. I really didn't have a track of what life was, how I should live it, what's the meaning of it, and you're kind of lost. You don't know, you hook onto materialism, you hook onto other stuff, but nothing satisfies you because you're on the wrong path, and there is a right path. So I think I've been thinking about all this stuff. I mean, I was kind of person who, since the age of 14, you know, read Aristotle and Socrates and listened to classical music, you know, as opposed to most of my people my age. So I was a thinking person, and I always wanted to know, you know, how there must be a way of living. There must be something else. And it kind of, because, you know, when there's a will, there's a way. When you're looking, you find. And I think everything came together to me about 15 years ago. And I would say my life changed. Within a week, my life changed. It was like a light bulb. And I understood that, you know, everything we see has been designed. And people will argue, you know, that no, it come out of chaos. How can it come out of chaos? You know, the tree has leaves, it's got chlorophyll, it's been designed so it absorbs the sunlight, so it gives you oxygen and takes out the CO2. Was this came out of chaos? Are you telling me seriously? And also I don't believe in the evolution theory, which is basic, and I believe that everything was designed as is. So everything you see, every creature you see, every organism you see has not evolved. It's the same. Human beings were like this. We weren't monkeys, and the only evidence that there is that we were monkeys is a photo, some drawing somebody has done. There's not a single piece of evidence on this planet Earth that we came from another, you know, being. So I think we were born, we were created as is. Elephants, you know, giraffes, everything was the same. And in fact, there is entropy, which means probably 2,000 organisms a year just perish, and they will never come back. And they didn't evolve, they didn't develop, because they were as is. So I mean, I don't know, I'm going too far, but it was all these thoughts, everything together, and I just realized there's a power. If it was designed, then within this design, there's a knowledge base. There's a compass for all of us to know what to do. Which way is for us, which way is not for us. And I feel this knowledge base is true, pure knowledge. And all you need to do to be able to connect to this knowledge base, and it will not fail you. It will perform miracles for you. It will bring you people in your life, like it has to me now, that, you know, the things you wanted to do, and they come, and you enrich them, they enrich you, and it's very important that you enrich whoever comes in your path equally or even more. So you don't hurt anyone, you don't harm anyone. So I understood within this design, it's very important that you don't harm whoever comes into your path, and you enrich them. And by enriching them, they enrich you, and you know, your life becomes a series of miracles. I literally think of my life as a series of miracles for the last 15 years. It doesn't mean you don't get curveballs, as Americans say. You know, you get things happen to you which you didn't expect and hurt you, whatever, but what you do is just forget it, move on. Happens within the matrix. It's like some kind of asteroid hitting you. You didn't expect it. So it's not like, but as long as you still come back to the matrix and don't lose your belief, you carry on. So that's how I came to, it just light bulb, everything started making sense to me. Yeah.
And leading off from that, how would you recommend someone from a mindset perspective who's maybe in a negative pattern or a limiting belief, how could they get in touch with their intuition again to really put them back on their right path?
Okay. I mean, generally negative people become very, they start not getting involved in life. They probably even don't want to work, or even if they work, they hate their work, or it holds them back from progressing. And I think one thing is that work as work is very important. You should work. I mean, let's say you were a, head of a corporation, you were earning $100 million a year, and then suddenly you go bankrupt. Next day, you go and find a job and drive a taxi or whatever to get connected to the matrix. Work is very important to get connected to the matrix and take out the negative from you. Working itself is a very positive force, and it creates the connection to the knowledge base and the matrix. So I would say negativity, one of the things is forget what you hear in the media. Try not to read the papers, try not to listen to news, try not to listen to most of newspapers, they thrive on negative news. You don't want that. Even TV, television, it's mostly about bad stuff. So forget all those, take that out of your life, clean your life. You don't need to know those, it doesn't help you. You can't do, most of the time you can't do anything about anything anyway. And if you're, generally speaking, so concerned about, powers that be or whatever, no, that they've actually made life better in many respects. I was telling you, when we were talking, I was saying, I don't think most of the civilized world would have existed if the central bankers didn't create, money out of nothing. We would all be in a farm, now be around this table, probably, visiting your cow. How much milk has it given to me? Might have been okay, but they progressed life, and they are also part of the matrix themselves. So I would say negativity first of all. If you're not working or you're not whatever is not doing yet, start working. Anything but get plugged in. And secondly, forget negative news. Don't read news, and also don't start thinking about limitations about yourself. What I'm able to do, what I'm old, I'm young, I'm fat, I'm not educated. People have proved throughout history you don't need to have any special qualities to get to somewhere. Look at Schwarzenegger. He was a bodybuilder, became governor of California, because he didn't have limits. Or look at Oprah, his life, who would have thought she would never have dreamt. So, there is no limits, there is no age, nothing, you can never too late. You can start today. Yeah.
What advice would you give people who are trying to find themselves, and tips on canceling out the unnecessary and negative, unhelpful noise that surrounds them?
Yeah, then again we come back to noise. Noise is news, negative news. Noise is what people tell you. Even cancel out people who give you negative news all the time. If you have friends or whoever who are always negative, giving you negative news, and cancel them out, delete them, take them out of your life. Take them until you become strong. Your purpose is to become as strong as possible. That is, you want to help people, you want to help society, you want to help your family, you want to help your culture, you want to help your nation, whatever you want to help, first you need to make yourself strong, because when you're weak you have nothing to give. In fact, you're a burden, So I would say cancel out negative stuff from your life, and then you have to have a purpose. Then you need to have a purpose. You have a purpose. You say, I want to do this thing which I am passionate about. You find your passion, and then cancel everything out. Focus on what you need to do. You don't need to be bad. You don't need to be dishonest. In fact, be honest and do the right thing and reach people, and you will see. Once you have a target, once you have decided, I must do this thing and I want to do this thing, you will see how everything falls into place, your mood falls into place. And also very important, do exercise. I would say exercise absolutely crucial to your mental well-being, and being a more positive and constructive. It's a very constructive force in your life, exercise.
Once you're connected with your self-created matrix, how can we use these powers to create the reality that we deserve, both in our personal life and in our business life as well?
Okay, I mean, you create this matrix, and the way you create it, you first of all you have a purpose. Your purpose is, for example, for me right now is I want everyone in the world to know about my pure intuition course or my seminars or what I need, what I have to say, because I believe in it so strongly, and I think I want to shout from the rooftops. I want to go like these Bible bashers. I can go 11 hours and tell this is the truth because I've experienced it, I lived it, I know it exists like electricity. I know it's a mathematical formula that you can put it down on paper and say you do this and this and this and you will have your matrix. What you do is you have intention. You have intention of achieving something, and in your mind you have to be pure with heart, and you have to be honest with everyone. And what you do is you focus on what you need to do, and then you take steps towards it. You don't need to kill yourself. You don't need to work that hard. In fact, the harder you work sometimes is not good. You have to do things in a certain way. Think in a certain way. And you take those steps, 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, and then suddenly it just snowballs. And people come in your life and you say, where did this come from? Who did this come from? How did this one know where I'm? And they come to help you in your path. It is a miraculous event, but it's true as a mathematical formula that it works. And this is my mission in life, to tell people about this formula, the steps that you need to take. And anybody who has a sane mind, who's not, okay, normal, generally, can take these steps and create the most amazing matrix for their life and achieve anything they want to achieve, as long as it is their real true passion, not artificially created because somebody else wants it. You think you should want it. So passion needs to come, and it's something that I will explain in my seminars and and in my book that I will be writing.
When we spoke earlier, you mentioned just before about creating this weekend course on pure intuition. Would you like to share your aspirations with the viewers and your plans with that project?
Yeah, I mean this is this will be the first time I will have a seminar. The plan is to have 2 days, or even maybe 3 days. I would say 2 days, a weekends, that people who want to learn how to create their own matrix and become intuitive. And by the way, intuition is basically how you get your signals from the matrix to know what to do. So basically that's what it is. It's just a message. How to know this is the right thing. So actually, this is the right thing. Matrix is telling me. The power base in the matrix is telling me. So
Andre Minassian, I just want to thank you again for being here today and sharing with the viewers.
Thank you, Ben, for asking me to come. It was a pleasure, and I really enjoyed this time together.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.